Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. Today I want to do a quick hit on Lindsey's follies because Lindsey Graham has had the Senate Judiciary Committee authorize the issuance of, you ready for this, 50 subpoenas for former Obama administration officials. Why? Because they're going to attack, get ready for it, the origins of the Russia investigation. Man, have we seen this movie before. You know, if the Senate Republicans aren't out hunting for Hunter Biden, looking for, a vehicle for a political hit job to try to help President Trump get reelected, they are attacking the origins of the Russia investigation, trying to undermine Bob Mueller's findings and conclusions, trying to convince the American people that we really shouldn't have opened an investigation into Russian interference in our free and fair elections. Well, here we go again. But the fact that they are apparently issuing these 50 subpoenas conjures up three questions. One, should they do it? Two, assuming they do it, how should the witnesses respond? And three, assuming the witnesses testify, what can we expect? Let's take question one. Should they be doing this? Is it fair? Is it right? Is it just? Is it in the interests of the American people to again attack the origins of the Russia investigation? Let me see. No, of course not. This is Lindsey's folly. He is doing Donald Trump's bidding. He and his merry band of acolytes and enablers and sycophants will forever be flooding the zone with disinformation and propaganda designed to aid and abet Donald Trump in his zeal to hold on to power so Donald Trump can remain a free man. So should they do it? Of course not. But it looks like they're doing it. How should the 50 witnesses, the former Obama administration officials, respond once they get subpoenas? Well, if they are anything like the Don McGahns of the world, the Trump administration witnesses who were subpoenaed by the House, they would just flat out refuse to comply, wouldn't they? But who are the witnesses that Lindsey Graham is seeking to subpoena? They are the former CIA director John Brennan, former director of national intelligence James Clapper, former FBI director Jim Comey, former deputy attorney general Sally Yates. These are people who are not likely going to refuse to comply with a lawfully issued congressional subpoena. Why? Because they actually give a darn about their allegiance to the rule of law and to sort of an orderly process of judicial oversight. So they certainly could refuse to comply. They could file suit like Don McGahn and fight it for the next couple of years until the clock runs out. That, of course, is Trump's MO. Or they could just flat out refuse to apply, not file suit, and see if the Senate exercised its inherent power of contempt and locked them up. That's something the Democratic-controlled House never opted to do with the Trump administration officials who were in contempt for failing to comply with lawfully issued House subpoenas. I suspect these folks, being good former career public servants, law and order types, people who give rats behind about their allegiance to the rule of law, will probably comply with the subpoenas and will appear. So that brings us to the third question. What can we expect when they are called to testify? Well, let me tell you, if I got to question them, probably my first question for former CIA Director John Brennan would be something like, Director Brennan, thank you for being here and providing this sworn testimony today. Let me ask you, can you please lay out for the American people every single piece of compromising information that you know Russia and Vladimir Putin has on Donald J. Trump? And did you happen to bring any video clips? And Director Brennan, how dangerous is it that we have a president who seems to take orders from Vladimir Putin? How dangerous is it that when the leaders of our intelligence community in the Oval Office briefed Donald Trump on the ballistics missile threat from North Korea, Donald Trump told all of our intelligence community leaders, Putin told me something different, and I believe Vladimir Putin over the leaders of the United States intelligence community. How dangerous is that to the security of the United States, to the safety of our people? Please tell us, Director Brennan. That would be one question. I would probably ask former Deputy Attorney General and actually former Acting Attorney General briefly, Sally Yates, questions like, Deputy Attorney General Yates, when you found out that Mike Flynn, while a private citizen, was having these secret phone conversations with the ambassador from Russia, Sergei Kislyak, and was telling him that Russia should do things contrary to the Obama administration's foreign policy decisions and foreign policy objectives regarding Russia's interference in our elections, when he was trying to undercut the United States foreign policy with Russia when he was a private citizen, and then he started lying to everybody about it. How serious was that? How dangerous was that to our nation and our people? Undercutting the United States foreign policy like that? And is that why you immediately felt the need to march over to the White House and brief them on what Mike Flynn was up to, actually leading President Trump to fire Mike Flynn, and Mike Flynn pleading guilty to lying to the FBI? How dangerous was that in your estimation? That might be something I'd ask Sally Yates. Here is what I think will happen. Anybody who is subpoenaed will likely appear, will testify, will take seriously their oath to tell the truth when they raise their right hand and are sworn in as Senate witnesses. And then these folks, the Brennans, the Clappers, the Yates, the Comeys, and others, will run circles, verbal circles, intellectual circles, factual circles, rhetorical circles, legal circles around Lindsey Graham and his merry band of Trump sycophants. So, you know what? Bring on the truthful testimony. Do your worst. Open the Trump administration to the light of day. Let the American people know what Mr. Brennan and Mr. Clapper and Mr. Comey and Ms. Yates know about Donald Trump's nefarious conduct. Bring it. And bring the popcorn, folks, because it should be one heck of a show. As always, I hope you all stay safe, and I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.